Welcome to our week 7 project update. This is Sinac Scope, Jack Beja, Truhena, Jacinta Rico, Jairus Mwanzia, Anthony Kiema, and Kevin Ogechi. So in the past weeks, we covered the problem statement. Next, we also did to be process models and to be data models. We identified the key users of the system. Then we came up with the use case, where we had one general use case for everything, and we also did activity diagrams. We did a flow chart of how the processes go, and then we did last week we did the context DFD. So this week we are going to do level 1, level 0 and Kevin is going to take us through it.
Yeah, so on this level 0 DFD, I'm going to start with the receptionist. So the receptionist will be a registering client. So as the arrow shows, the receptionist registers the client, then it is stored the data is stored in the client table. Then also while registering the client, the profile of the client also is saved. So the other thing the receptionist can do is check in, where he can sign in and the system checks on the user credentials. The data that was used to register the client, which is the client name and the profile, the data stored here in the profile and client data storage areas are used by the instructor when the instructor is preparing our workout. So the instructor will search a client with the membership ID, and you can see the profile of that client and prepare a workout plan accordingly. So also the instructor can sign in and out, and the system also again can verify the user credentials. Then under the client's processes, the client can make a subscription. Then in the process make a payment, and this is stored in the subscription table. And again, the payment details are made available for the client to be able to view. So again, the client can sign out and sign in. So that was the level 0 diagram. And I'll usher in let Anthony talk on the SSDs.
Okay, so we are going to the system sequence diagram. So this one will show the interaction between a user, an actor, and the system. So the first user that we identified is a customer. So we have a new customer signing up, and then when he signs up, the name, email, and password will have to be given to the system. So when the system receives such data, as an output it will give out a membership ID, and then the user will now have to sign in, and then the system will confirm if the user is it will just confirm the user to see if the user is in the database, and then the user will make payments for the various packages that are available, and then the system will issue out a receipt. So when the customer gets the receipt, he can sign out, and maybe on his way out he can rate the experience. So the next sequence diagram that we identified was for the instructor. So the instructor will be logging in to the system, so a username and a password is required, and also the instructor, after he has logged in, he will search for client using the membership IDs. and then the system will give out the client details, and then the instructor will go and prepare lessons for the various clients. So when the system will give out the lessons details, and then the instructor can log out from the system. I'll invite Trufena to take us through this one.
Okay, so the last sequence diagram, we have the receptionist, and they are getting in contact with the system. So we have two tasks that we identified. First, they are going to register the clients, and what they get in return is the membership ID that is given back to the client once they register. And then we also have somewhere where the client pays. So it is the receptionist that receives the amount of the payments from the client. Then they enter the details into the system. So that's where the contact with the system comes in. Then once they have entered the payment details, maybe we'll have the system printing out a receipt that will be issued back to the client. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you for your time.